Coming at you live from Glasgow, Scotland, this is a NikeiD 52 production. What's up YouTube, it's your boy NikeiD 52 and this time it's another NikeiD pickup. Let's get straight into it. It just comes in your regular NikeiD box. You've got that all over black box, white swoosh. You've got the NikeiD.com right here. You also have a swoosh on the front and on the back there. You have your hashtag MyNikeiDs just here. Without further ado, let's get straight into this sneaker. I just recently picked this up. There we go. It's a NikeiD Air Max 95 and I've done a nice little NikeiD on there, which I will show you guys just now. So, again, Air Max 95 celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. It's come back in a big way with a whole host of OG colourways come out. Not to mention it's finally going back on NikeiD, which people are so happy about. So I'll give you a quick spin around the shoe and then let's get started on the sneaker. Okay, so I think the inspiration for the shoe is fairly obvious. Basically all over red, so Red October. The upper I have went for is reflective, so all of these, the panels on the side here, these are all reflective, as is the stripe down the tongue, as is the detailing on the tongue and the spine also, they're all reflective. Now, the Air Max 95, as its name would suggest, did come out in 1995. It was the handiwork of Sergio Lozano. This was the first sneaker on the Air Max line that wasn't done by Tinker Hatfield. The inspiration for this shoe came from a quick sketch that Sergio Lozano did one day in 1994. He was looking across out his window at some woods and he saw some soil erosion going down, so he started to draw it out and he said, well, how can I get this idea into a shoe? I think it would really work. So he remembered a little piece of advice that Tinker Hatfield gave him and he said, whatever you do, just make sure there's a story that makes sense to go with it. So basically you could kind of design and come up with anything, there just had to be a story that people could resonate with and can understand as to why you've done the things you've done. Okay, with that being said, Lozano put the drawing away and then it wasn't for some months later that he came back to it. Remembering at that time Nike was still very much so a growing brand, and quite often you would find that designers would move category fairly often. Sergio Lozano had been working on ACG and also Nike Tennis, but now he was charged with the Nike Air Max 95, the next Air Max shoe in the running line. So the biggest innovation in this shoe was that they brought 4-foot Max Air to the world, and by doing that it also gave this cool story of how Sergio Lozano actually came on to designing the shoe, which was that the soil erosion and the way that the patterns were made him think of, do you know what, maybe the human anatomy was a little bit like that. So that's basically where the inspiration came from this shoe and the kind of story tied up with the original concept for the design. So what we have is the midsole and outsole is designed to represent the spine, which protects the spinal collar, with the spinal collar in this instance being the air units. So basically the air units have been protected by the spine, or the midsole and outsole in this shoe. So that was the kind of really cool concept from that. Moving up the shoe, you move on to these layers that I was talking about that are reflective, as I said. These are designed to represent basically muscles under the microscope, where it has several layers within it. So that's designed to represent that. Moving then up to the shoe, you'll get to the lace loops, and these are designed to represent the ribs. So basically they're going to protect what's inside and what's behind them, which is your foot. So the idea being that the laces are going to protect your foot. Moving down, you see that you have this mesh that runs from the toe box right up to the collar of the shoe. This is designed to represent the skin. The skin's primary function is to regulate your temperature. So that's what this mesh is designed to represent, where it can regulate the temperature within the shoe, because it can let air pass through and keep it nice and cool. With this shoe, again, it is somewhat different to regular 95s because it is all over reflective on the upper pretty much. So normally these panels would be suede. This toe box area would be all suede, but on this shoe it's all reflective. You also have this little swoosh up here, which again had to go through a lot of processing, a lot of rounds of going back and forth. The reason being, every Air Max shoe up to that point had this nice big swoosh on the lateral and medial sides right in the middle, so it was really visible. But the reason that they put the swoosh up in the collar is basically because it was designed to be like a full stop. So if you're looking at the shoe from front to back, obviously you start at the front, walk to the back, and then this is designed to be the full stop, so this is the end. So again, the shoe has very, very minimalist Nike branding. You have a Nike Air at the top here and your swoosh. Beyond that, that's it. Because this isn't an OG version on the outsole, the PSIs aren't called out, which is something that I'm personally a fan of not including because it keeps the OGs unique. So in terms of the ID point of the shoe, I've just gone for the solid rubber outsole in University Red, midsole solid University Red, and something that I was really happy with how these turned out was because the colour of the air unit you can't actually pick University Red. This is in fact bright crimson, but in terms of looking at the shoe, it doesn't pop off and show that it's a really, really distinct different colour, so I'm really happy how that turned out. As I said, all reflective on the upper. Again, it is still University Red, but due to material differences in colour, you will see the slight variance in colour. You also have the mesh. It's again University Red. I have University Red on my laces, and I did opt to go for an ID on this one. So NikeiD on my right foot, and then the wife-to-be's name on the left foot, Lisa. So there we go, that's the ID on this sneaker. Without further ado, let me pop them on feet and let you guys see how they look. Okay, so there we go guys, it's the Nike Air Max 95 ID on feet. Let you see it from the side, from the back, other side, and the front. Again, something that's cool about these sneakers is how big the ID is, so you should be able to see that on camera pretty easily. Again, left foot would be how I would wear them, tucked in behind, right foot with the lace tied. I will of course at this point also include some images of the reflective elements of the shoe working. So Max 95 with that Nike ID and that red October style. Again, if you have enjoyed my video, then please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel not to miss any future videos, and also please check out my back catalogue. I've got a whole host of videos on there that you can check out. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing day to day, then you can follow me on all forms of social media at NathanCare20. Again, that's going to appear right here on screen. If you want to use my hashtags when you're on Twitter and also on Instagram, it's going to be NDD52 for me, NateDoggyDog52, and also on hashtag SneakerFanWorldwide. Again, both of these will pop out just on the screen as I'm talking. Without further ado, that brings me to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, like I said, drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. I've been NateDoggyDog52. This is the Nike ID Red October Air Max 95 and that reflective. Peace.